But yeah, maybe they know something that I don't.
Yeah, indeed.
Uh,
And here we go. Oh, getting the stream all set up for the first turn.
yeah,
There
they're
you
gonna have to
go.
show us their hands too. I can't see that.
Yeah, they just gotta go ahead and change the visibility on their hands, and that will allow us to see what is up.
So I'm looking at Ben's hand, and it looks really strong. He's starting off with Century Breaker and a Code Gate Breaker. He's got Econ and Draw, and he's
You really can't ask for much more.
yeah, this is a great hand.
Yeah, and there's
So
not much
let's
that
check
Mimic
it.
is not going to be able to handle out of NEH without a surprise. Uh, and even with the surprise, you do have the sharpshooter if he ever felt like it was needed to play out. If he does get his console online, he certainly can afford the MU. And it could be a free play, one of those free plays that Kate gets, end of turn, not too much to do. Might as well lay it down for free using your passive.
NEH doesn't have the strongest start here. The pop-up window is going to give him a little bit of economy, but I would like to see, a sweep sweep or a hedge fund. Two agendas now.
Yep.
He's going. This is again just a pure fast row. We got the guard here. This looks to be setting up for. Yeah, apparently I was just dead wrong with the NEH plays.
Well, it looks like he's got the the architect right over R&D. The mimic laydown will be able to easily handle this. A bold move with the dirty laundry into this. You assume it's going to be a piece of economy. Of course, in this instance, it's a sand. We didn't assume it would be a Jackson, but or even a something out of Whalen that was able to be ripped off the top, but does pay out for him in the
I would
end.
have taken that risk too. I think if to lose what 2 credits for them to force the Jackson, I think I would
It
have
would
taken
be
that
worth.
too.
It certainly would be worth. All right. Well, draws into more pieces of ice that our runner can break with a quandary. But the
Your
good thing about
horns are making my dogs upset, Jason.
no, that's not me.
Oh, maybe that's Dean.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, I think it was Dean. You heard him go quiet.
But the one good thing about having code gates, when you do see the cyber cipher, at least in the hands for us, when we're looking at a cyber cipher in the hands of our opponent here or of our runner, you're going to be able to at least put that into place, forcing him to use it in a certain scenario where he may not want to. But as we see, drawing into a parasite and a stem hack, as well as a self-modifying code, he's really set up to go wherever he wants, whenever he wants.
Yeah, this is going to be quick and dirty. I think this is going to be a good game.
You got to put some pressure on, though, because we do draw into a biotic labor here. You can imagine that he would be eager to biotic out of Astro, even if it would make him a little bit poor. He does put the pop-up window out, so he can gain some passive economy as well.
Well, with the stem hack too, again, he's pressuring the clot, so it looks like he is just going to set up his centrals and move slow that way. Hey.
Yeah, Claude definitely putting a jam in things with self-modifying code on the table. We already know that it's possible, so you're probably going to want to force him to break it, but looks like he knows what Icy's even playing. Obviously, you want to be careful with the Mimic, but we know it's perfect for this architect that's laid down.
Yeah.
All right, and that's got to make the corp upset, but hey, there's something to make him happy, running through a pop-up window.
Can't complain with that.
I love pop-up window. It's one of my favorite pieces of ice.
You play pop-up window at RP, don't you?
No, I do not.
Oh,
No,
okay.
but I would. I'd like to, but the influence just isn't there. I do play it in a lot of my Glacier decks as an interesting form of economy. Actually.
Login rejected.
Yeah, that wraparound is going to do a lot of work. He placed that definitely in the right spot.
He did, and but once again, wise not to use the self-modifying code, keeping it to keep the pressure off of the Sand City grid. And it's just this interesting stare down that you get, and now that exists. When you have any form of search available at the drop of a hat. Interesting that Sure Gamble was interesting. I don't know what just happened there. Oh, he played it.
Yeah, he wanted the prepaid.
Well, I know, but it looks like it was. Oh, I see. Okay, I messed up the turns there. Just interesting that didn't stick out. So the players are just kind of milling about. Looks like we might have. No, we didn't. It's up there. And Jackson Howard drawn. I mean, what are you really looking for? What pieces of ice are going to actually save you against a Kate deck? I mean, I don't even know what he's looking for, to be honest. He's gonna force the clot. Force the clot, right?
And that's the thing. Like I was trying to think, because I've never done like a commentary like this, and I was trying to think, what I was gonna. Oh, I guess here we go. He's gonna try it.
Wait up. Hold on a second.
I think
nothing
that might
happened.
Happen too fast.
Or did it? He doesn't say anything. He starts his turn and he draws a card. Okay.
Well, there we go. We've got a game, guys. I officially know how to commentate on this.
And neither do I. I mean, obviously, it is the player's onus to be able to do that, and clearly he's perfectly fine with it, as he's dirty laundering through that R&D. Obviously, we have our corp getting down to very little money, and he rips a Beal off the top.
Yeah, can't complain. So this game has turned into this is going to be a real fast game, I think. Maybe he's holding the clock for a bigger play, but I don't know. Maybe he's just going to prevent the win. That's if he has it at all at this point.
We do not know. We do draw into a second Astro script, which is very interesting with our first draw. He's just going to gain money and play out a piece of ice. Very poor.
I think this is the good play here to just shore up. I mean, this is how I feel comfortable playing. It's how I played my RP for a long time, is to just shore up centrals and then work on your remotes once you've got your economy and you move forward. He can't afford really to just start trying to score behind nothing, because that SMC is pressuring every server he has.
Yeah, and to be fair, also, it's really hard to tell what kind of code gate breaker you're going to be seeing out of the out of a player such as a Kate. I mean, you've got, obviously, he's playing Cyber Cipher, which is possible. Oh, he's saying that there was a misclick here. Oh, it's just going on. Oh, he says he meant to Parasite. Okay, we'll let the players resolve their own problems. Here.
I think...
Judge, is that okay?
Yeah.
Dean steps in. Gives it the okay. Good level of sportsmanship here. And we get the Parasite down. Obviously, getting rid of the Squandry. But like as I was saying, regardless of the Parasite, I mean, we've seen a lot of orange coming out of the deck thus far. Obviously, there is no clot, or we would assume there's no clot. So that is a lot more influence that you can imagine could possibly be in a deck.
Yeah, he's tearing away a lot of his solutions. So this is Kate's just doing what she wants to do. Just control the board with her toolbox and all her janky funness.
Yeah, but you can't like seeing the fact that there is an Astro script on the table, and what we know is that there's an Astro script in hand.
Yeah, that Astro script in the current, well, that equates to way more points than just 2 right now. So he's got to really respect that. But I don't know. He's got no economy. What is he going to do right now? He's going to click for credits.
I think you need to gain up to 5 at this point. Maybe pitch the guard or play the guard. The guard's pretty worthless with the Mimic on the table.
Yeah, I can't see him playing it.
So, I would just pitch it and draw 3 or click for 3. It looks like that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Verbatim.
You are a mind reader.
All right. It seems like there is a little bit of a technical difficulty going on. We are looking on shoring that up as these players do continue on with their game. All right, we're going to have an R&D access being successful. He's going to trash whatever was there. going to get yet another run here. It looks like there's audio coming back. A DBS that was trashed. And yeah, this is just clockwork. I think that you're giving the Corp a little too much time. I mean, NEH, you give it this time. He's already sitting on a token. You've got to imagine that something's good coming out. And now he's back up to 9. Most likely no siphons to be found in a Kate deck, as usual. So, I mean, there's no kind of pressure you can really put onto him. You find some multi-access, and you need to do something quick. And who knows what that could be? Who knows what that piece of ice could be over R&D if I'm the... I think this is a bold move. Obviously, it's going to end up paying out for him because he will have the money to deal with it. This will take him down to a few less credits, but bam, breaking news. And that's what he's going to be able to find here.
I don't know if that's what he was looking for.
It was not. It was not. But in a deck full of 2-pointers, it is nice to find what could be a winning agenda.
That's very true.
You're gonna have to get 4 at this point. Hopefully it's not 5, and you find both breaking news.
I mean, theoretically, if he gets the right cards at R&D or HQ, he's got the win right now. So yep. We're gonna see a random floating server. Oh,
very intrigued to see if Claude is a card in this deck. I mean,
yeah, I
don't know what to say. I'm speechless at this point.
Well, we're seeing some power draws. I mean, that Astrolabe is just going to be a monster right now. That's gonna do a lot of work.
We'd assume so. Also, a clone ship, if there were to be a clot, would also just be essentially the nail in the coffin at this point for that. And he did need that memory to be able to free up so that way he can move about. He can also even play a second SMC if he really felt it necessary. Probably not something you want to do, as you do have a parasite floating in your graveyard or in your heap. Pardon my magic terminology.
Those days are hard to shake, eh?
They certainly are. All right, and he just goes through with the second one. The train is going. Is out of the station.
I think without a clot, this is a runaway game.
Dean, are you showing the game?
Sorry.
We are.
Dean, you have the game window up and not the chat window? Where's Dean?
Yep. Dean's in the game. He's just there.
You sure it's up? Okay.
All right.
In the stream, you can hear.
Apologize about that. We might have a little bit of technical difficulties once. Production team in the ears, making sure that things are good to go. But I mean, Chase, as you said, it looks like it's something to be ran away with. I don't like. What is this stim hack even going to accomplish? It's a 1-card access. He wants to maybe blow his load with the self-modifying code, trying to get something large out. I mean,
I don't know if it's because it's a Sunday, but I'm seeing a lot of weird plays, and I'm confused. Really,
I'm very confused as well. But he's getting something. Now he gets a lady. Okay, so now he has access to HQ. Too little, too late at this point, almost.
I mean, I could speak to Ben. I know he's a good player, so he might. I don't know.
He might know something that we don't.
Maybe.
Maybe his strategy is to keep them low, keep them forcing the issue out, and then clot them at the end until they die. Maybe that's his strategy.
That could very well be.
Very interesting. So,
But I mean, now we've lost the ability to find the clot. So
well, we
theoretically,
have a clone chip. We have a clone chip.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
But at this point, we're just looking to gain money as a corp. I mean, you're probably going to play this. I would play out this Sansan even with a biotic in hand. I just play it out to make him lose $5
Yeah.
because he's not particularly high. He has no built-in economy other than the fact that he has two prepaids. There's DBS.
To do a lot of work right now.
Certainly can.
No, just going for the score.
Sure.
Well, now he's going to DBS into the last making news and go for that, assuming that there's no clot. I mean, we have to commentate like there is no clot because
at this point it seems like it's too late. Too late. Very interesting. I mean, this is a classic example of before this time that Kate just had there's very few moves. I mean, he's maker's eyeing, maybe he's playing R&D interfaces, trying to get that lock, but as we know, things like DBS can really accelerate that without having I guess he does have a same old thing, so he can do the same thing next turn if multiple cards are drawn, but it's a Cyberdex Virus Suite, not going to do anything. There you go. So nothing found in R&D either.
That does save him for one turn, but it also lets Tradon set up the DBS, maybe gain some credits.
And we have all the time in the world at this point. You have 2 agendas to bleed to lose, and you can just make money.
He just has no economy, so he's got to crawl back at this point.
Yeah, he does have a pop-up window. Could be of value.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with Lady, you do want to keep your wraparound out because eventually Lady will have to be sacked in one way or another. And
I just see a 3-credit gain here. Yeah. Maybe 2 credit gain, play DBS, but even then,
he's putting the pop-up window on the outside there. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's telegraphed the play so far. It seems like he wants to do the R&D lock, so why not gain money while he's going to do it?
Yep. He is probably only going to be poking in there once per turn at most. Without the R&D interface, it's unlikely to see multiple runs. And once again, though, it's not like, I mean, he does have 10 credits, but it's touch and go.
Tradon is telegraphing a lot of what he's going to do, so I can't see an R&D run here to give him that free credit. Like he went broke installing that. So
all right,
we could only assume, there's a Utopia shard. That's gonna do some work.
Certainly could.
2 clicks left. I don't know. I see a lucky find. Oh.
Get some money. Use those free credits from the prepaid.
Well, that's what they're there for.
It's just too slow. It's just so slow. I mean, he's counting his draws, obviously, and he always has more maker's eyes in the bin. But at this point, if he installs something, you don't know. I mean, that could just be. I mean, he's gonna need 7 credits. Pretty simple to gain up to that.
We have to assume that he's comfortable behind the clot play. Like that's right now. That's my call. It's just like you said. He's waiting until the end, and he's gonna knock them off one at a time. But it's like a nail biter right now because it's so close. And depending whether or not he is running clot, it's a totally different game if he is or if he isn't. If he's not,
just be crazy.
I say if he's not, he lost. If he is, he won. Like it's almost oh, here we go. Is this an install?
Okay, so now we're past the point where we've seen, where at least Ben has seen with that past maker's eye. So we're drawing cards that he does not know.
Yeah, and that was the DBS that he installed.
Yep.
So this is going to do some work for him. I'm surprised he's not playing that pad campaign. Try to get some drip economy. It's really
Looks like he's gonna get rid of this here with the clone chip. Get your free credit, so he's only spending $1.
I bet you he's going to install the Utopia shard.
Absolutely. No reason not to.
For 1 credit. Well, not even a credit.
But he's going to Maker's Eye first.
As you do.
As you do. All right, and Ben has plenty of money right now. He's sitting on 11. Interesting. What is he thinking about?
That pop-up window shouldn't have been a surprise.
Even if it was, like, does it really matter? Like, you played a Maker's Eye. You need to go through with it at this point. Is there something he can pull out of his deck that he's thinking about right now? Possibly a medium. Doubt, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, I can't imagine what he'd be thinking about. All right, we've got a successful run. Those last 2 credits that were pulled off were for the...
Could have a game right here. See?
Nope.
Didn't pull anything.
He finds nothing. Interesting. This lady is now almost dry as well. Certainly frustrating.
Yeah, well, he's got the scavenge in hand. Yeah, we saw that Utopia shard coming out.
Yep. We might even just see... I'm just going to make a run here. It's going to poke into the hand, which I don't hate. I mean, you're going to be getting a new lady here shortly.
Oh, interesting enough. Did he use the Utopia shard before he accessed?
It seems that he did. It's an interesting play because you're not running archives this turn. I think that's a pretty big misplay because if he does hit things, you're opening up your opponent just to be able to play a Jackson Howard and scoop them back in your deck.
I know. That blows my mind, opening up the Jackson. Yeah. And I mean, like, worst case scenario.
Wait, he had more click? Oh, he just passed the turn to him. He just gained money past turn.
Yeah. He's probably just waiting for that draw. I'm surprised it hasn't raised that DBS.
Me too. That's actually very interesting. He's down to only 8 credits. If he makes a run, if he spends any more money, which he doesn't really have to spend too much more. The fire is sweet.
Like,
now he's going to check the DBS.
Tradon's only got 13 cards left.
That's true. Wait a second.
Oh, sorry.
No,
23.
Blum he got 23, so that's a lot. A second Jackson Howard. You're just going to play them out and let them trash it, I imagine. Maybe play this marked and load it.
All right, the indexing is going to be pretty good.
Yes, it could be very good.
Pretty good. I see a scavenge index.
It's also going to make him kind of... What was that? Yeah, that's true. Well, you can crack the Jackson first. He has rezzed it. So you can... the Jackson definitely makes you have to use your order of operations correct because it can render indexing worthless, but he has revealed that the Jackson is there.
Or you could do the double bluff, run the index, know you whiffed it, make the run again, prop the Jackson to get the agenda. There we go. Pro player. Right here.
I know for a fact, even though I don't, that there's no agendas on top. So here we go. We're mixing some cards back rejected. In. This is his whole turn, though. Now that's terrible, but if you want to scavenge first.
Yeah, scavenge, index, run. Could very well be. Maybe he sets it up.
I really hate to play indexing when I can't access more than once. So without an R&D interface or a Maker's Eye. I do hate doing that. That's very true.
Yeah, and he's not on match point, so you're right. Maybe he waits for a same old thing or a Maker's Eye. Or he just goes right for it. What do you know, Jason?
What do I know?
I mean, keeping the server down, so...
Well, it was the parasite on the wraparound that made that possible because he didn't have to scavenge. It didn't take any clicks. But this pretty much confirms that there is no clot.
Yeah, very true.
Now completely out of options. Okay, he's checking out those cards there.
As long as he maintains this lock.
This could be game.
It's not even a lock, really. Well, I guess with the indexing, he is sort of locking this turn. He really needs to get a multi-access card out.
Well, this could just be game if there's two 2-pointers in there. This could just be it.
Oh,
However, what's funny is he has 8 credits. It costs 3 to get through. If it's an NAPD and another one, he might be just trying to place his cards interesting. We haven't even seen an NAPD this game.
Very true.
That could be one reason why this is taking so long, because it could be just so frustrating that maybe it's 2 NAPDs and he's just like, $7, all of his money. And then he'll end his turn with trade.
Not true. He's got the stem hack. So.
Oh, he does have a stem hack in hand. Well saw. That's funny. He sure is taking his time.
Well, we'll just wait. It's dead air is good.
Man, this game has, I don't want to say it's gone awry, because it's still a couple of scores away, but he's just gonna scavenge his lady. What did he just index? What just happened? He's just gonna run HQ. If he hits this Jackson, it's gold. So he says, no Jackson. Man, what did he see? So confused and interested. So, and he gives him an EUI.
Is there anything you do other than Jackson hyperdraw? But I guess Jackson hyperdraw just unlocks the next set of cards that he already saw, right?
True, well, but he doesn't have any way to get more cards, and he's not sitting on multi-axis on the table. Man, what is going on?
Yeah, but Tradon has to play like he's got more Maker's Eyes. Yeah, just stack it up.
There's a card that currently will force our runner to deal with. He does have the Cyber Cipher, but he will have to hit it unless he Cyber Ciphers just flat out. Which to me would be quite interesting.
Yeah, I don't see
He's going to gain a buck in his turn. Because, yeah, that's 3 clicks.
Yeah.
3 clicks. If you hit it right in the face. It's crazy to think how this game has now evolved with Kate and the Clot, as we mentioned. But it's impressive to see that. I guess technically there's still a chance. The R&D lock is strong. The R&D is very weak. He hasn't seen Eli until now. He also wastes a run on a pad campaign. And that's for being in the position he was, it's not as strong as we would like. We're getting some interesting information from our production.
That's just great. Yeah, let's just leave us with that. That's fine.
This just in.
No, you guys are doing great. Just continue to do what you're doing. Just
I'm going to continue. Because I'm excited. I want to see something. Okay, he lays that down. This is a window of windows right here for Tradon. He's got tons of money.
I don't see the run because he's not seeing anything past his index run right now. But he is going to prep. Maybe. I mean, with the stem hack, he could be prepping for a second index.
Yeah, but with Jackson, oh Lord. Can he install advance? Yeah, he can. He can just win right here, right? Install advance. And
Yeah,
no, he doesn't have the money. 9 credits is not enough because he's got to pay 11. He's got to pay 11 because of the biotic is 4 and the 6 to res the sandstand. That is an unfortunate situation, but he does get to sweeps up to 13, so he's got that there.
Yeah, and then it's a 1 in 5 chance to pull it. No, never mind. You're gonna thin your deck.
Thin out my hand, so it's more likely. It is
Yeah, I'm
interesting.
not sure.
He does present. He's like, well, clearly I just drew an agenda.
Yeah.
Right? So going around, poking around in a hand is a very difficult thing to do in the late game when it costs you those clicks and those lady tokens.
I mean, 25% chance, but again, I don't like. You have to fear the legwork at this point too. Like, that's a real threat coming out of Kate, especially prepaid Kate. So that play to me is just like that's a very poor play.
But he is doing something.
Yeah,
he just same old things.
He's looking for the legwork. I guarantee he's going legwork play,
and he does find it.
Yeah, nothing would surprise me if he. No. Oh, he's playing the Cyber Cipher to yeah. Okay, now he's gonna legwork.
Yep. Well sought. Do you just let him have it?
Yeah. Or not, I guess. Brings him back down to 8.
He actually has. Ben only has a couple credits. Meanwhile, this does win you the game, or well, it does win you, or well, it can get you the agenda that you want. He's very poor. He does have money in his hand though, but he's already spent his prepaid credits, so it doesn't allow him to get back up to where he needs to be.
He's got the 3 for next turn, so he's prevented his loss at least.
And well, possibly. You don't know what he's drawing.
Yeah, that's true.
He only has 8 credits though. Our corp does. So only if he hard draws the agenda off the top. And as a matter of fact, you can't even do that because all the beals are gone. Well, no, but he can draw breaking news. This just in. I top deck the win. Still discarding his last card. Nope, seems like he has discarded it. Just looking down his turn. Here we go. Survey sets. Here's the pack campaign.
No. The deck is telling you to Jackson draw. Let's do it.
What if he res the pad campaign, putting him at 7, and then he couldn't score? Well, no, I guess there's no. You're right. There's nothing he can score out there. That'd been funny.
Yeah, there's nothing I do other than draw right now. You need that making news. That's not what you want to see in your hand. But you got to draw again.
Yep.
You got to overdraw.
You got to get up to 5. Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Oh, Lord.
No, that's okay, because he can pitch these, right? So he needs to overdraw again. Hopefully he doesn't draw more agendas.
A row of 3, though, right? Very telling. And you know what? There might be 4.
I mean, it's better that than a Maker's Eye run to get them all, right?
Well, more importantly, though, he's got breaking news, which wins him the game, but not his opponent.
That's what I'm saying.
If he picks up another one, yeah, he's just safe to keep it.
He needs to draw 2 more, I think. Pitching the 2-pointers, keeping the Maker's Eye. Hopefully he doesn't draw more agendas. I don't know if there's many more in the deck. It looks like it's just NAPDs that are left in the deck.
Yep, 2 more.
So we got 2 more agendas in. So 2 out of 12. I'd take those odds. No, but he clicks for a credit. That's
wow. Well, okay, he can keep the NAPD. He thinks he's safe, but he has prepaid Kate. It's just way too volatile. And he pitches the making news, or the breaking news. Wow.
What's happening?
I don't know. very confused.
That's why he clicked for the credit, because he didn't know the making news was the win. Oh my
Okay,
god.
goes for makers here.
How much does this cost to get in? He has. Oh, I guess he
Oh, he's
doesn't
got-
know. It's only NAPD
He's
is
got
left.
9. Yeah, he could have played a stem hack too, huh? But he can't afford to res anything and still win the game. So he's got to eat this whole thing.
I'm pretty sure he threw the game right there.
Yeah, 12 cards in the deck, like you said. There's 2 out of 12, 1/6 of each hit.
Yeah, I don't understand. That's probably gonna haunt him now, pitching that making news.
So he's going through and he's paying. He's paying down to 2. He can't steal. Am I right? No, he did. Oh, I'm confused. I guess I just missed where the credits went. But there you go. We found it. We got through it. And he does pick up the NAPD in the end. Very close game. Very confused game, but I guess it didn't really matter. When you've got... interesting. Here's the thing. With the making news or the breaking news in the yard, you can crack the Jackson and put more cards in your deck too if you wanted. Because it wasn't going to protect him in any other way, right? And he automatically won the game. Yeah, that's why I missed it. But that was definitely very interesting. I would have certainly liked to see the Jackson get cracked, as it was literally not important.
I have to know his train of thought.
Oh, he says he misclicked. But even then, I actually don't hate the play. I'll tell you why. Because he still has the option to pull it out anyways. But if he cracks the Jackson here, he puts 3 more cards in the deck, it's less likely that he's able to get in and take something. It's not necessarily good, but it's very interesting. So we're going to be moving on to the next game. Whew. It was quite a long after us both predicting there were 8 points scored in like a matter of turns, and then just kind of drew it out from there.
Okay, so I know we're going to see a wizard deck coming. Do we know what?
Yes, the Blue Sun. The Blue Sun.
This is going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how much work he gets out of the wizard passive. Once again, Blue Sun not playing too many assets.
Yeah,
obviously the cards in the deck
is real.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it's going to be very powerful for the cards in the deck, not necessarily on the table.
That's very
true. Which is fine. There you go. Yep. We're showing the grips here. Changing those dollars over, becoming a very rich runner. Or corp, whatever I am. I am apparently a corp. No, I'm a runner. I don't know what I am.
I'm also going to become a Time Lord and get infinite clicks, too.
All right, and we see the hands. Man, Tradon just having dollar bills in his hand. Day job, sure gamble, liberated account. And a Plascrete. I mean, this is a hand that unfortunately has got the power draw through, but it's going to set him up for the whole game. And it's not like the game is going to be infinitely fast with Blue Sun. So interesting items there. And then I didn't see if he said he's going to keep this hand or not. He does keep a no money hand. I think he likes the Chrysium Grid, possibly if he ends up seeing like Account Siphon or Keyhole. Very powerful card.
Not necessarily no money either. The Caduceus could generate a fair amount of income.
And it's Blue Sun. You could always put it back in your hand if you res it. Not the worst thing.
How are you liking Blue Sun in the new meta?
I think it's interesting. I mean, obviously, Chrysium Grid becoming one of the most powerful cards of the meta, having it in faction, in the best ID in the faction, can't be too bad, right? But I think that it still can be. I mean, obviously, Oversight AI, very powerful way to gain a lot of money fast, which is really important for the corps if they want to get ahead of the siphon spam style. And against general good stuff, I think that Blue Sun is good. I think that people have stopped caring. You know, we see people shaving the Plascretes, cards like I Have Worse, where it's good against the meat damage, but isn't necessarily going to guarantee you a safe line of health.
Mm-hmm.
I think that playing a deck like that is good, but this really appears to be very glaciery. Seeing a lot of big cards come out and a priority wreck in the hand.
Yeah. I think priority wreck is kind of that's the best 5-for-3 in this kind of deck, because you could theoretically net yourself 14 credits.
Sure, but I mean, there's a lot of good options. Specifically, when you're down and out, you've got that the beautiful new high risk investment. Definitely a great option.
Well, that might be worth seeing, because it looks like we got a pissing contest going on here. It's it's money off.
It is certainly a money off. We also see mem strips. I don't know. I personally haven't experienced mem strips often, but it is interesting.
They are good at what they do. If you want to have viruses out, that's the one to have. That, and I love the flavor text.
Yes, no, it's good.
Okay, so we're telegraphing the Chrysium grid play, I think, which looks to be the good choice because we have an Eater coming out of Wizard. I don't know. God, I love that card. It's just so mean.
It's so appalling looking. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But he is setting up quite a server, and that is not something that an Eater deck necessarily likes to see.
No.
It's going to cost him a lot of money. It's going to be a lot of effort to get through. Did he just play? He just played the priority wreck face down.
That would be amazing.
I think he did.
My God.
I think at this point, if you're Wizard, specifically in the situation, you say, okay, fine. Whatever it is, I'll just let it go. So you're really hoping that the Wizard player spends some of this money that he's earned.
I don't think he has I don't think there's any thought in the Wizard's head that that's a 5-for-3. I don't think anybody would be
who would ever make that the subject. It's ridiculous to play it face down with no advancements.
But in Ben's defense, I mean, it's safer in there than it is in his hand.
So. Correct, and that's a good thing. I like the idea that he pokes around a little bit. But that's exactly the card that you want to have in the situation.
Yeah.
An unreinforced trace of 3 to try to drain some money out of him. If he doesn't, he gains $3. What do you like to do, Sly? Do you like to pay for it there?
I always pay, but I'm that jerk who tries it in my economy all the time. So
no, I think I personally do too. I think it's the right move. But $5 to get through a 3 strength or 3 res piece of ice is just.
And not to mention, we saw Wizard's economy. He's flying for money, right? So
yeah. So he gets in.
That's really a lot of money for 1 access.
It certainly is. He's really wanting to get this priority wreck off and keep this toll booth. You know, he wants the toll booth, right? Because you can either gain $8 or just have a ridiculous server. Because toll booth is just absolutely enormous. And without Femme Fatale, not saying he doesn't have it, but without Femme, there's no good way to get around toll booth. Literally 0. Or Parasite, I suppose. But even then, God. He's going to run the HQ as well. Just lets him right in. I think that might be where the toll booth is. I might be mistaken. I actually like the play.
Chrysium grid, which is going to be gone now.
Yes. But there goes all of. Well, no. He does get the. He has the Wizard dollars.
Oh, it's making some money.
I love Wizard. He was actually my very first regionals I played.
Really?
Played Wizard. Yep. I enjoyed it.
Wizard was how I got really good at Shell Gaming because I started playing this game with my brother.
Login rejected.
I played Replicating Perfection, and Wizard just chewed through all of my ice. I had no real answer for it, so I was like, okay, I need to learn how to win without rezzing ice. Yeah,
Ben is not in the best position right now to make a play for this. To make a play for this 3 for 5 that he has. He's gonna bounce that. Interesting.
What do? You can't advance it. Well, you can't advance it. He doesn't have the. I mean, technically, he could advance it 3 times and then next turn bounce the Lotus Field.
I think that's what he's gonna do. I don't think you bounce that Caduceus if that's not your plan. And okay.
He install advance twice. Yeah.
Except for he's got no dollars to do anything. Interesting. So now he's got 5, which is not terrible. Tradon also with 5, and no sign of money in his hand, although he does have a sample thing if he really wished to. He does have 12 sitting on the Liberated. It's very easy to gain money if he wishes. And it looks like he's looking to put pressure on, playing down a data sucker, saying, I'm going to make you res it while you're poor. So whatever play you're planning with this 2-item remote server is just not going to be as happy as it was. And there you go. You have the data sucker.
Can't pull the NAPD, though.
No. That's okay.
Ben is definitely going taxing style. We're seeing the data pike and the Caduceus, and he's trying to tax the runner out.
And he sets up for his next turn. It looks like the Wizard deck is pretty anarchy, and I mean that in a way of like it's not necessarily super run efficient. Like you will see a Wizard deck with like a Desperado in the data sucker.
Yeah.
Most likely with the inclusion of memberships, you can imagine he's going to be playing a lot of viruses, most likely a Grimwire with that respect. Or in that respect. He trashes his 3 for 5. Plays Jackson. I mean, obviously protects it, which is nice, but very amusing as well.
I feel like Jackson could have been used for other things, but...
Well, he's not necessarily gone, though, right? Only if he runs over there, which he will, but...
So what if he... Oh,
my God, I'm so confused. He's sitting on only 5 credits, though, so this is what really...
Did he just play Caduceus over Archives? That's what he did, right?
I believe so. He had 2 Caduceuses. I think there's a Caduceus over both.
Yeah.
There is something very interesting to be said for keeping your ice face down. However, there's also something interesting for saying, or for speaking about a Blue Sun player who spends too many clicks reinstalling their ice.
Yeah.
Something that people...
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say something people don't give enough credit to. He goes in there again, doesn't find anything, unfortunately. He sees that he can have a lot of money if he gets up to 10.
This is a good play for Wizard right now because he's pressuring the reses at a very low click or low credit for the corp, and he's getting data sucker tokens. So he's doing double duty right now. This is what I love to do with Eater. Just play him and see what all their servers are worth to them, whether or not they're worth resing anything at this point, right?
Yeah. You will be able to bounce and play this. You will play this restructure. One thing about OAI on the lesser pieces of ice, it is still very dangerous with Eater to be able to to play because it could. So yeah, he plays that out with the Eater on the table and his opponent having a decent number of credits. Another 4 on the table. This is risky. It all depends on what that piece of ice in front of it is.
This could very well be a bait too. Like it's a single credit bait, and if he wasn't planning on rezzing that toll booth for a while, then this could be something that forces this play. I'm not sure he's going to go for it, but they're definitely both dirtling a little bit. Like
they are.
Ben doesn't have really anything to go out aggressively. I mean, he did with the Pry-Rec, but apparently maybe he knows. I've said that before. Maybe he knows something we don't. But I would have tried to pull the Pry-Rec play. Blah, blah, blah.
But looking at Tradon's deck, like, what is his goal? He's not like amassing viruses. He's not amassing a board, really. He's going to put the pressure. He's just been putting the pressure on. So, unfortunately, he does call his bluff here. Let's see if he wishes to res this. Or just take, for 1 credit and 1 piece of ice, a majority of his money. 1, 2, 3.
He's got 12 credits. 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to get to res Lotus Field, and he's going to have to crack all of his dollars to get this back. And there's a Jackson.
It's $10 to break this, isn't it?
In total?
He doesn't have enough.
3 for the Lotus, 3 for the toll
Login
booth,
rejected.
and another 4. So it's
Okay.
10. Yeah, 10 total. He had 14.
Sorry, I saw him at 9. That must have been told
I think
it
he
must have rocked before. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Or he took. Well, I know his first click was taking the 4 off the final 4 for Liberated, so he definitely had credits.
Liberated account is so good.
But now look at him. Yes, he got rid of a toll booth and an OAI, but at what cost? Like
I
at the
agree.
cost of multiple sure gambles worth of money. And that Lotus Field is still there if he wants another 5.
Yeah, the trade-off was not worth it in my opinion.
I just feel like when I'm playing Wizard, like I'm either being very volatile or I'm building a lot, and he's doing neither really.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely something for me to something hard for me to commentate on because both decks are something that I'm just not used to seeing with these factions.
And the Glacier Wayland, I mean, Wayland's one of the worst Glacier factions, probably the worst. You can even play NBN better at this point because it's they just don't have like these new big cards they have. They're just not that great. This boot camp here is going to be used to get an Adonis campaign. So there's something we can look forward to with that, most likely in the place of that Jackson Howard.
I was going to say, yeah. Hate the art on that Altar Adonis campaign.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's just the worst.
No, the worst is the Worlds. What's it called? The one from this past year. I can't think of what it's called. Procon, yes, Proco.
Oh yeah.
That was horrendous. Ooh, there is a console. That's why he's probably running memberships. This is interesting. I like this card a lot. Vigil. I haven't used it a lot, but it just seems like it could do a lot of damage. I'm really interested to see what he does with it. I don't see a way that he's really pressuring. Like, he's not really forcing them to keep a lower hand size. But it's very interesting to see this. I really want to know what this deck is doing.
Well, Vigil telegraphs a denial kind of style.
Correct.
But he's not doing that. I mean, Eater is kind of denial, but I don't know. This is something I'm gonna sit back and ride back seat on this and just enjoy the ride right now because I don't know what's going on. It's
But like, look at this. But conversely, look at the hand that we have here. He's gonna get a free draw, which is great. It's just a bunch of ice, and even I don't know. I guess he's gonna ride this Adonis for a little.
yeah, but then how many turns is that of not having a scoring server? You know,
Exactly.
again,
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Like, it's just not. Doesn't seem good to me. Doesn't seem good at all. If I want to run Wayland, like I want to be like at least program trashing and like manipulating the runner and his play area to make myself scoring windows rather than just play big ice. Right? I mean, it's not. And clearly with this style, in my opinion, he's most likely not running bad publicity. So he's probably not running Archer. Unless he's hoping for the Pyrrhic. Or the absolutely worth play. And somehow both these guys are poor. That's another thing I have absolutely no idea. Like, how's one guy have 1 credit, one guy has 3? They've done nothing.
no agenda scored. It's just, my God.
I'm gonna chalk it up to the Sunday.
That's what I think. It's definitely the Sunday. Okay, so other than the game, let's speculate on what the Wizard's going to do. I mean, he's obviously got viruses. Is he not overdrawing because he doesn't like his strategy was parasites? Maybe. I mean, he's got data suckers. He's got mem strips. He's got clone shit.
Deja vus and same old things.
So that would tell me that he's running parasite. So maybe he's just not trying to aggressively draw through his deck because he knows that his deck isn't kit to play against a deck like this. That's why I still love the Cutlery over Parasite now. It just does so much. It's just fast. Costs a little bit more, but you get what you want gone right then and there.
Yeah, and also you get the benefit of having a run attached to it.
Very true.
So you're compressing your clicks as well.
Unless you're focusing on Eater, then you're not getting any accesses anyway. So.
Yep.
But.
Interesting. Here, yeah. I mean, Dirtling is literally the name of the game.
Yeah.
They are hanging out. We have this Adonis now online.
They have this chat in the background, just them going, here, we're top table right now. The whole world's watching us. Let's just see how long we can draw this out.
And draw it out they shall. I mean, it looks like it's like an Ash because he's got the interns in there, so it looks like he's trying to recur. Maybe he even has like a 1 or 2 Nises or Caprices, you know, just to make use of his interns. I don't know.
So what did he do? He played the Jacksons in the new remote, right?
The Jacksons in the new remote with a Ice Wall, I think.
It's Ice Wall or Data Pike.
Yeah, it's one of the two. We're gonna find out right now.
Here. Data Pike. All right.
Which is just
not great.
Yeah, it's like $4 for $2 trade.
I think you only pay $1 right here.
Login
yeah,
rejected.
You only pay $1 and take the log out. You don't see the Jackson anyway.
That is interesting. One thing of note that we were actually talking about off screen here, though, is in the previous game where we had the guy who had all the agendas in his yard. With Eater, one thing that's interesting is when you do successfully run archives actually forces you to flip them all face up. You're not accessing them, but it does force you to flip it. So you could have at least just went over there and checked to see what was in there at one point. So very interesting. And once again,
I think there was a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff we don't understand about that last game.
2 interns now, and Ash. I apologize for the yawn there. He's internsing out a piece of ice, most likely a toll booth there, right?
Was that was just the Adonis again?
I think it was an Adonis, yeah.
All right.
He's looking to just be rich. This guy should just play Melange.
It would, yeah.
The turns would be faster. Be faster for us. He's got to milk us for another couple turns. I guess he's just looking for Pyrex and then hoping he can fuel his economy through that.
I mean, in all honesty, with Blue Sun, he doesn't have to drain it out. He could just be going for the 3-click or the 3 credit for 1 click.
Yep.
Well, he waits for an agenda. But why not make a play with the NAPD? Like, at the very least, you need 7 points to win a game.
Yeah, you can't just score your 3 for 5s, which he's clearly not finding. Maybe he only has a couple. Maybe, you know, it's something we didn't consider. Maybe he's got a 6 for 9 in his deck.
I was just about to say that.
That's his whole goal, is to Ash. Maybe he does have a Caprice in there, but Ash, Caprice, and like a bunch of ice in one server and then score the 6 for 9. That's it. Government takeover. I mean, there are 9 pieces of ice on the table. He did draw us 3 for 5, So I would hope that at this point, with an Ash, with this economy that he's got going, he could afford to do that. I mean, I guess he can't, though, because he can't really res the ice.
Is it just me, or is the Blue Sun ability absolutely redundant at this point? Like, you said it before, you might as well be playing any Age Glacier.
Yeah,
You'd be
you're
getting
right.
more out of it.
You would. It's funny.
And all of his
the Train
agendas,
Displacer. Yeah.
all of his agendas are colorless.
Yep.
You could be doing this with any other deck. This should be an HB deck.
Yeah, it definitely should be an HB deck. Or even Jinteki. Put it in RP, right? Make them run over.
Oh yeah, RP. This would be way better RP.
I'm sure Caduceus is a fun little card. That's the only thing that's actually done anything good for him that's out of Wayland.
And now it's gone because we got a Mimic out.
Yep. Fortunately, it's $2 rather than $1. Okay, back in his hand. He's going to install Invades Advance. Here we go, boys and girls. He says, you know what? He hasn't shown his ability to break this Lotus Field. We're just going to go for it. He's definitely going to be able to train really well if he can res that curtain wall that he has out. Because then it's a $15 gain. He's only got 5 credits. He does finally see a Wanton Destruction and a Forked. So there's some new Anarch cards that could be something. Wanton would be nice. Doesn't necessarily help him here, though.
That could be the whole point in this. That could be the exact reason why he was dirtling so much. Because he feels like the Wanton's going to be very strong. It seems like, yeah, he's going to... Yeah, he's going to go for economy. Let him take that agenda, and then probably Wanton. Which seems like a good play, although we know Ben's hand is not worth wantoning.
Nope. And now he's got a 3 for 5 out.
Yeah, with free $14.
/ keeping him out for an incredibly long time. Unless he draws a knife. I mean, it's... Even then, he has to have the money to break it.
Which is not likely. Knifed is still $2 to play itself. Or is it $1?
Knifed is $1. Knifed is the cheaper one.
Okay.
I do like knifed.
So it looks like we got about 8 minutes left in this round.
That's a huge lead that he just took for the 3-1, you know, or the favorable draw. So we have to see Wizard do something. He's successfully done nothing for the whole game.
I could see just avid scores coming from Ben. I don't think he wants a time win here. If I'm Ben, I interns in the agenda that he still has in archives.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that you said
style.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? It's just so funny. And there's a Hades shard too.
And it keeps the NAPD in his hand, which is arguably safer in his hand. I mean, he could go for the wanton play, but I don't see that being a thing. That's one of my favorite things about pitching agendas in archives and interns. I'm sure you did it with your RP. I love just keeping the Nisi in there with Jackson Howard on the table, just keeping it safe and going, oh, well, you didn't take it, so now I'm going to punish you for it.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, archives is a surprisingly safe place to put things. He's got a ton of cards in his hand. What kind of play is he setting up here? And he's got these deja vus. Like, this should be a max deck. Unfortunately so. And I like Wizard. And I think there's good times to use Wizard, but I don't think that this deck is one of them. He's literally playing a max. I mean, right? I mean, he's got all the deja vus. He's got the same old things.
Right.
Like,
yeah. He leveraged. He gained 3 credits from Wizard's ability so far, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. This is
There's another 2 points next turn.
Yeah. So we're about 3 turns away from getting a game out.
Well, if he can He can keep him safe, of course, which it appears that he'll be able to. And he's got a Chrysium grid as well, so if he does see a keyhole hit the table.
What's going through Patrick's head? He wants cards. He's digging for something.
I need to know what it is because I'm going to look through the deck at the end. He got a knifed. He could blow his whole wad trying to kill that card. Yeah, here we go. Here comes the knifed. You're right. I mean, it's the whole wad.
Does this progress your win?
I don't know.
I don't think it does. I mean, yeah, now he gets a random card, a random access for whatever.
It's $13 total.
And it's not like you're keeping Ben poor because he's still at 14. He could not gain another credit and still win the game. I guess
Correct.
maybe not if he's pressuring to res the ice too, but really I'm just at a loss for words watching this.
How did you use the data sucker token?
Login rejected.
What? I'm very confused on what just happened. Oh, 10 plus 1 second. Yep.
Well, it's safe to say that I think Ben's going to win this. It's either going to be a timed win, which I'm almost guaranteed is going to happen now.
With this small argument here. Or not argument, but discussion.
No, I think it's an argument. It's pretty heated in the conversation.
Oh, Lord. And it looks like he's just going to score another 2 points here.
That's it. That's how you do it. And then next turn, hopefully he knows about the intern's play, which I don't doubt that he knows.
Even then, he might draw one by then. At this point, we haven't seen many agendas.
That's true. Well, that's because he's playing 9 for 6s. We've already established that.
I guess. I mean, I'd hope so.
Yeah, and we're starting to see slower plays from Tradon. Whether or not, I'm not saying that he's trying to go to time, but I think he's definitely lost a lot of the wind in his sails, so he's got no reason to go fast anymore.
Yep. Any day jobs.
Yeah, this is just, he's given up.
I mean, he could do a really massive keyhole play, I guess, right? It could work.
No, because the Jackson's on the table too, right? Okay, so Ben doesn't know that he can interns that agenda back. Unless he's already put it back and we didn't notice. But I don't think there's been a run on archives yet.
Looks like he's going to put something down anyways.
So interesting agendas. There's no atlases in this deck, which I find.
Well, what was the card he just put down? Do we know? I didn't see it, unfortunately. I wasn't looking at his hand.
No.
It could be an atlas. We haven't seen any atlas yet. But yeah, if he's playing the 6, of course. 15, 21, maybe just play 3.
Well, you called the keyhole play. Let's see if it yields the win. I mean, he could pull that 9 for 6 and just breaking the end of the run. Oh, he's just letting him gain credits now.
Interesting.
Well, there's a pry rec.
Well, it's actually kind of funny. Okay.
He's probably deciding whether or not he wants to Jackson at this point.
The thing is, technically, he can play the Hades Shard right now if he wants to. Oh, he's going to do it one more time, and then he's going to play the Hades Shard out of his hand and score. Sure,
Yeah,
but at this point, though, after the keyhole, right after the successful run, he has the ability to play a Hades because it's his turn before.
Yeah. So even after this, so he could still do it right now. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have enough clicks to win the game. Even if he keyhole runs, I mean, his only option is to go, now wait, all Jackson. Yeah. Yeah, so he was worried about losing the NAPD that he had in archives from before.
Okay. Well, and it seems like
Shuffling an interns back in.
yeah, one last turn per side.
Well, that's not enough to win unless that was an Atlas. I mean, it could be an Atlas.
It could be. Yeah, he could not be playing the 6-pointer.
Well, he actually shuffled an Atlas back in, so he is running them. We just didn't see them.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't see what it was.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand what this was. This just a single run or? No. Yeah, and that's the. Well, and we have our time win.
There's the time win. Yeah.